Negative impact of sugar on the brain. In the brain, excess sugar impairs both our cognitive skills and our self-control. For many people, having a little sugar stimulates a craving for more. Sugar has drug-like effects in the reward center of the brain. Scientists have proposed that sweet foods, along with salty and fatty foods, can produce addiction-like effects in the human brain, driving the loss of self-control, overeating, and subsequent weight gain. In early humans, this stimulus helped lead them to calorie-rich foods, which aided survival when food was scarce. But now this primitive drive contributes to our epidemics of obesity and diabetes. The behavioral and neurobiochemical characteristics of substance abuse and overeating are quite similar, and the idea of food addiction is gaining ground among scientists. If you're new to this channel, please press the subscribe button to receive more interesting and helpful videos like this. Here are the few impacts of sugar on brain. Reward response. In humans, high glycemic foods have been found to activate regions of the brain associated with the reward response and provoke more intense feelings of hunger compared to low glycemic foods. Foods that cause a higher elevation in blood glucose produce a greater addictive drive in the brain. Sugar addiction. Additional studies on brain activity have provided evidence supporting the idea that overeating alters our brain's reward system, which then further drives overeating. This same process is thought to underlie the tolerance associated with addiction. Over time, greater amounts of the substance are required to reach the same level of reward. Studies imply that overeating results in a diminished reward response and a progressively worsening addiction to low-nutrient foods rich in sugar, salt, and fat. Memory. Memory impairment can develop for several reasons, including various diseases and lifestyle choices. Researchers are also looking at the link between memory and nutrition. Research published in Behavioral Neuroscience indicated that high sugar consumption might negatively affect memory. Dementia. Dementia is a complex illness. Physiological, genetic, and nutritional elements may play a role in the development of certain forms of dementia. For example, it appears Alzheimer's disease may occur due to a buildup of beta-amyloid proteins in the brain, which disrupts normal function. A study published in the Journal of Gerontology found animal models of dementia may develop due to excess sugar consumption. The excess sugar is thought to cause an insulin reaction that might increase deposits of beta-amyloid proteins and increase the risk of developing dementia. Depression. Too much sugar may be a contributing factor in depression. In a study published in the Journal of Depression and Anxiety, available data from 6 countries were reviewed to determine the connection between sugar consumption and depression. The results of the study indicated that higher rates of sugar consumption correlated with higher rates of depression. Another study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition included about 70,000 women. The study found that women with a diet high in added sugar had an increased risk of depression. The study also indicated that high intake of natural sugars, including those in fruit, was not associated with higher rates of depression. Tension. Although some people reach for a sugary treat to increase energy, sugar may actually zap energy and increase tension. In a small study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, 18 people rated their tiredness, energy, and tension after eating a candy bar or walking briskly for 10 minutes. The group that walked reported higher levels of energy and lower levels of tension. The group that ate a sugary snack reported higher levels of tension than the walkers. The snack group also had a pattern of increased energy after 1 hour of eating, but 2 hours later, reported decreased energy and increased tiredness. Inhibits overeating sensor from working. It's common knowledge that overconsumption of sugar can lead to weight gain, and in severe cases obesity, but researchers are now coming to understand exactly why. According to Forbes, recent discoveries show that chronic consumption numbs the brain's anorexigenic oxytocin system, the sensor that prevents overeating. And with this crucial sensor disabled, on an almost permanent basis in some individuals, our brain doesn't release hormones to signal that we're full, resulting in excessive overeating, thus perpetuating the problem even further. Sugar can lead to anxiety. Not only can sugar contribute to depression, it also causes anxiety. Sugar abuse initiates a blood sugar roller coaster that can trigger anxiety attacks. When blood sugar levels crash, your brain becomes desperate for food, and your body can become shaky, weak, confused, and anxious in your hypoglycemic state. As blood sugar levels plummet, the brain reacts by sending out a panicked adrenaline alarm, leading to anxiety, says DeFigio. In addition, when you eat too much sugar, the amount of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor decreases. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor plays an important role in reducing anxiety, panic, and stress reactions, so a deficiency can exacerbate these conditions. Sugar causes insulin resistance, which impacts brain function. When we think of the hormone insulin, we think of regulating blood sugar, but it's also an important part of brain function. As more dietary sugar is consumed, the hormone insulin becomes less effective. Insulin helps maintain the health and growth of brain cells, says Perlmutter. As things progress and blood sugar becomes more and more elevated, the brain becomes even more resistant to the important actions of insulin. And as that happens, cognitive function declines. A recent study, which followed over 5,000 participants over the course of a decade, found that people with high blood sugar had significantly faster rates of cognitive decline, and the higher the sugar, the swifter the decline. In fact, people with type 2 diabetes are twice as likely to develop dementia, which is why Alzheimer's disease is now referred to as type 3 diabetes. I hope you find all this information useful. Please comment below if you want to reduce your sugar consumption after watching this. Thanks for watching.